Well, this is a chapter a lot of people, me included, have been waiting for. Is that kind of chapter that gives almost the kind of justice moment we need from the character called Nico Robin. A chapter where she fights, but at the same time we also understand she fights differently. But this chapter, unlike so many other people, is not so flawless as you think it is, because of some minor issues. Let's get to that though. Yes, this is me, the Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer. I technically mostly just review Eden Zero, but occasionally I review other stuff. And this time I'm reviewing One Piece chapter 1021. And first off, a cover page that is actually a callback to a familiar line. It's Senor Pink, Frankie, and a leopard mink, I wanna say, serving them drinks in a bar where they are all crying. This is a callback to when Frankie defeated Pink and said that if we ever meet again, have a drink about talking about your wife Russian. So this is probably a callback to them discussing that. So yeah, a heartwarming cover, I guess. And last chapter, Robin decided to become gigantic, which spent her energy, and she is trying to do a new pretty nice technique which makes her hands very snake-like. However, even though she grabs Black Maria managed to repel that. And also shows one thing again that is a bit frustrating but also makes sense. Robin, as we've seen many times, Robin specializes in one-hit KOs. Mostly because her sprouting her big parts is not meant to be completely in one-on-one combat, but because if you hurt her limbs that are sprouting, you hurt her. And Black Maria lampshades this as she hurts her and begins to taunt her immensely, even saying that she is so weak. And also the fact that Black Maria's Rosa Moel Gailinde has some very odd powers. A lot of people began to say that there is no way this is an ancient Shonen, this is a mythical Shonen. But I'm actually saying like people. You had a smile user that had a lion in his chest that could spit fire. And you wondering why a spider Soen has poison and can spit fire? It doesn't make sense because it doesn't have to make sense. It's not a mythical Soen. This is just an odd play on the power of a Black Widow. I don't know anything about the Rosamul ancient spider, and I know the fact that it didn't spit fire and blah 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 blah. I don't even know if it was poisonous. I only know that it was extremely small. But the thing is that this is playing with the theme that Black Maria could summon flames using her one Yumodo, thanks to a one Yumodo like pug smile user. And now secreting poison makes her similar to a Black Widow. And then sprouting flames because of flames, because she probably can store something inside of her spider's like stomach and then spit it out. That's probably what happened. She restrains Robin as she begins to beat her with the Orion knuckle, which unfortunately hurts Robin, all the while saying that she is a fighter and even though you're a woman I will show no mercy. She keeps on taunting Robin, saying that Sanji was pathetic. Well, he was pathetic, but that's beside the point. And also the fact that Robin is a lost cause, and even says that Brook is a bit useless of the fact that he's not helping and putting out the flames. But Brook is not a single bit worried about Robin. In fact, he is warning Black Maria that she is stepping literally with her spider legs on a thin line. And the more and more she sprouts her negative crap, the more she begins to do it. I guess I'm kind of disappointed. She went from a very likable flying six to a very despised one. So arrogant of the fact. But I guess this is just to build up her eventual defeat all the more fact. She's mentioning so much more that Robin is only useful for her brain. In a way, she is right about that. I mean, not to the Straws, of course, because they see something more than her brain. But to everybody else, Robin's only value is a brain. But to her friends, the Straws and the Revolutionary, because yes, we finally get a chapter where it details them and the Revolutionary. That has been something I've been craving forever. ever! I mean, because come on with that. You place Robin with the revolutionary, and we haven't gotten a single explanation of what you have been doing back then. The only thing you have doing is the fact that she knew Sabo, Koala, and Hack. And this chapter shows it. It shows that they wanted to teach her to be strong. This suggests that it was Sabo and Huck and Koala that actually helped Robin get stronger. They even tried to teach her some fisherman karate style or the dragon fist. However, Huck said that they shouldn't do that, mostly because her joints locks were plenty powerful. And yeah, they are. As I said before, Robin specializes in one-hit KO. There's just one single bit of a problem. If she had Haki, then she would be unstoppable. Granted, it has not yet been stated if she can sprout limbs that are covered in Haki on bodies that are not meant to be that. But since she could sprout her normal limbs on the snow fruit user, then maybe she can. But that's beside the point. Even though she didn't learn anything of that, she wanted to learn the secret of doing a palm strike, which she has been doing a lot with the spunk-like technique. He's even saying that the Gigantomano, when she helped the Sunny before it crash landed into a rock, that was something like that. It's an explanation of finding the opponent's core. And so Koala taught her a fisherman karate secret style. And to everyone's surprise, Robin uses a fisherman-like karate style when she slaps the roof, creating a shockwave, very similar to the kind of shockwave that Jinbei created. Granted, it's fisherman karate, but I'm actually extremely surprised by this. Do you know why? Because I thought a devil fruit user couldn't learn fisherman karate. Yes, it has been stated that a human can learn fisherman karate, although we have yet to understand what. Jinbei said the secret to fisherman karate is to understand all water in their environment. And to a fisherman, that is second nature, because they can breathe in water and they can live in water. But it has not yet been stated how a human learns fisherman karate. It only has been stated that it's possible. I mean, it's probably the same. They have to do that. But given the fact that humans can't breathe underwater unlike fishermen, I think it's a much more bigger struggle. And Robin is a devil fruit user, meaning that she cannot feel the water. She will just feel powerless in it. And yet she still could learn this thing. She creates the roof falling in rubble, which actually does out the fire. As Black Maria is distracted by that, suddenly Robin takes on a more and more demonic form, Demonio Fleur, which is a form that even is bigger than Black Maria, with bat-like wings, horns, and yes, even fangs. How she sprouted that, I have no freaking idea. Maybe she merged all her limbs together and created that? It's not even stated yet if she became that form or if she has created an avatar like that, like the stunned user. But she's saying, I am prepared to be a demon if I want to be. And then she grabs Black Maria, who cowardly tries to escape and saying that, and still saying that nobody wants. And then finish Black Maria off in one single hit by doing Grand Jacuzzi Clutch, effectively breaking everything in Black Maria. Her legs, her body, her neck, yeah, everything. And the fact that she placed her leg over her as well. And as soon as everybody saw this, there was a very popular debate that unfortunately not has been confirmed yet. And that is, this Demonio Fleur is very shadowedly black, which makes a lot of people, me included, want to ask, did Robin just use Bezo Haki? Because if she did, I would be much glad. The fact is when she stretches out her arm to grab Black Maria, it's worth noting that we still see it to be plain. This seems to suggest, unfortunately, that this is not Bezo Haki. This is merely Uda doing his shadowly thing again. Why he is doing that, I have no idea. Come on, Uda. Are you just doing this to add to the horror factor of the Demonio form? Granted, yes, perhaps it will be kind of disgusting to look at it if it wasn't like that, but if this was Haki, that would have made it so much more amazing. Alas, it is not confirmed, so we cannot know. And then Black Maria's subordinates see it through an ice panel, and of course they also freak out, which is enough for distraction for Brooke to one-hit KO all of them with Freys de Armand's Orchestia. And it's worth noting that he one-hits even the number. Yes, Brooke is powerful enough to one-hit a number. Granted, a number is not as effective as you think, but yeah, that was amazing. And so Robin collapses because, well, she's tired. But it's worth noting that a Maes bird is actually seeing this. And I didn't think about this until I saw that famous One Piece YouTuber Big Law, but he pointed out that a Maes is actually sitting with CP0 right now. And they will likely find out that Robin just KO'd a Black Maria, which probably means that they are going to go after her because Robin is a threat to the Celestial Dragons. I will not like it if that happens. But if that means that someone else will be involved, like, I don't know, Drake or something, then that will make this a perfect scene. But then we're switching to the final thing again. And the one who provided all food is unfortunately not the Grand Fleet, which I hope will appear out of the blue. No, it's Caribou, who has actually stored a month's worth of food inside his swamp body. It has been stated that while his power is a Logia, the bottomless pits of the swamp fruit is actually limitless, meaning that he can store things like that forever, and even the size doesn't matter because he actually devoured a factory once. The biggest surprise was that he actually got kind of fat from that. But it does seem to imply that eventually everything will just sink in, and there it can be forever, meaning that Caribou is basically the ultimate pocket, similar to the Poke Poke no Mi. He can keep anything in there. Offensively, the Numa Numa no Mi is useless, but in a storing way, my god, he can actually be kinda useful. And of course Luffy's eating and he is saying different things, but we don't understand what he is saying, even though the Heart Pirates ask. And the final chapter is something that has been going on in a debate for freaking ever. And that is, you all know that I have always been wanting Momo to be an adult, because I despise his childlike form. It's useless, it's pathetic, and many things more. So a lot of people have been saying that technically Momo is actually 28, although, I mean, he didn't live for 20 years in a suspended animation. He has traveled 20 years ahead, but he's supposed to be 28, unless if it wasn't for the fact that he was sent forward into time. Meaning that if he could, he would have been a full-fledged adult by now. And he is asking Shinobu to use her mature fruit, which is actually revealed to, yes, it's not just a power that can decay living, unorganic things. No, it can actually even be used on living things to make them mature. AKA, the power of the fruit is not the decay fruit. No, the power is basically mature. It can mature the human body. But Shinobu is pointing out that even though she can do that, Momo will still have the mind and the heart of a child, meaning that if she mature him to 28 years old, basically Momo will be like Lion-O from the old series, because I've heard something saying that Lion-O was a cub that forcibly matured into an adult. So it will be like that. He will be an adult with a childlike mind, which in itself is also a prison, because that means, despite the fact that he is so so grown maturely, he is still the same 8-year-old child in mind that has experienced everything from just a short amount of time. And Shinobu, of course, do not want to do this, because, well, they're just like, bleh, like all things like that. However, Momo is having unwavering resolve. He needs this to happen. This must happen. This is the only thing that should happen to him. Because if he matures, he can save Wano. Maybe. He can become a bigger dragon. Maybe. And Most of all, he will be an adult, because he has always complained about that he wants to be an adult. And I wanted him to be an adult, but I didn't want Shinobu's mature fruit to be the one to do it. No, I wanted the Toki Toki no Mi to do that. Only because I wanted the Toki Toki no Mi to be relevant. Yes, I know the power only sent one forward in space, but in time. But I wanted Hiyori to have found the fruit, eaten it, and then actually learned a secret power to place someone into a world where their time will go fast, but the time in the real world will go slow. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, like a chamber from the Dragon Ball. They will grow and become older. I mean, Momo, and maybe even meeting departed spirits, even though he's not dead. But in the real world, only a couple of minutes will pass by when he will emerge and become an adult. Because Tama herself also said she wanted to be an adult. And the biggest problem people have with this is that Momo becomes an adult and they can say goodbye to the cabin boy theory. Although to me, I will actually say no, that is not goodbye to the cabin boy theory. Because if anything, this will just further show that he's not ready to become Shogun, even if he becomes an adult. He will then journey with Luffy, learning the true meaning of strength, because I don't think that even if he becomes an adult, he will not be miraculously strong like Oden. Even though he should, I don't think that is possible. So him still being a cabin boy is there, but I want him to be an adult. Childlike Momo is a complete and utter disgust to me. And I want him to be an adult and also have a grown-like voice. But will it happen though? We all know Oda. He toys with us all the time. So I wouldn't hold our breaths. I would say, it's very likely it's not gonna happen. But if it does happen, maybe Momo can use his artificial Oonomi model dragon to fly up to the clouds. I mean, will he overcome his fear of heights? That's what I'm wondering. Maybe he can use the flaming clouds to stop Kaido from falling to things. I don't know if he will have fighting power, but if he can use that, then that will put a chapel in Kaido's plan. And imagine everyone's surprised to see it. The biggest problem, though, as Shinobu says, he cannot go back to a child. And if everybody see him like that, I don't think they're gonna believe it's him. But you can give me your thoughts if you have any. Also, did I think that Robin used Haki? I don't know, okay? I want to believe. But it's Oda. He toys with us all the time.